Good morning. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Peachtree World News.
Yeah, we're back again with another exciting show. We're very excited to bring you another round of news from the Worldview Network. What do we
Right on.
what do we have for them today, Joe?
Well, we got some great news from Lydia, and she's going to be talking about the values, and she's representing YSI, and that's looking forward to that. You can't get enough values.
That's right, and we have a special little segment pre-recorded from Geshe Michael and Seiji, who are currently traveling with the DCI Latin America tour. So we're going to check in and see what's going on from Geshe Michael Roach.
And of course, Juan's going to tell us he'll give us the burst 10, and that's everything that's going on in our community, in this Worldview network, and we'll have just little bits and pieces from all over the world.
That's right, and we also have a very exciting segment. We have our very own Rob Haggerty live with us in studio today. So John and Rob are going to get to know each other a little bit better. We want to know more about what Rob's been up to. So it's very exciting to have him live with us today.
Very, very good, very good. And is that it? I think we hit on everything there.
Yeah, well, actually, we have Nick Lashaw,
Can't forget Nick,
the very exciting Nick.
the brilliant Nick Lashaw. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be with us, giving us a little sneak preview into his text that he and Geshe Michael just finished translating. So it'll be pretty cool. He's with us, giving us some of Nagarjuna's wisdom. Without further ado, we're going to go over to Lydia, who is going to give us an explanation on what values are and how that is something that has to do with YSI and some of their upcoming events. So thanks for joining us, Lydia. Hi, how are you?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. Such a pleasure.
It's our pleasure. Well, we'll hand over the show to you and take it away.
Thank you so much. As you introduced, I am going to talk today about some inner winds. And just to see like where our audience is at, if you've heard about inner winds before, can you put like a 1 in the chat? And if you have no idea what inner winds are or you're not sure what that is, can you put a 2 in the chat, please?
Should we give her the screen?
No, I can see the chat. We got it. Okay, a couple people have at least heard of an inner wind, which is amazing.
Good.
Okay, cool. Yes, everybody chime in. Let's activate. Yeah, here we go. Cool. Thank you, Valentina, for answering. So, for those of you who have heard of winds before, you might think to yourself at this point, like, well, why are they so important? What is it that she's going to talk about? And, what's going on here? All of the practices that we do, like meditation, yoga, pranayama, all have a common goal. All of these practices are trying to get our inner winds into our central channel. So if we think of it as like a game, the way to win is to get the inner winds into our central channel, which is the sushumna or the uma. The sushumna is in Sanskrit and uma is in Tibetan for the central channel. Now, what we're trying to do is manage to get the winds into our central channel because something very, very profound can happen if we are able to do so. We can directly experience emptiness. And this is such a critical stage in our practice. The moment that we perceive emptiness directly, our lives change forever. So at the Yoga Studies Institute, we are firm believers and we follow a yogi's oath. In Tibetan, it says Chinang Tabla Sorbe. And this means that I'm going to combine inner methods and outer methods to reach my goal. So we're going to work with our inner winds and do inner practices like meditation, serving others with kindness. And we're going to combine it with outer methods like a yoga asana or a pranayama practice. And when we bring those two practices together, it's very powerful. We can clean our channels. we can purify our winds. The major things we're purifying are ignorant liking and ignorant disliking. And the next step that it's really important to connect to is our thoughts ride upon the winds. You can think of them as a horse and a rider. They go together. Where our thoughts go, our winds go. So there's another great Tibetan phrase, lungsem jukpa chikpa. And this means that our thoughts ride on our winds. So once you've grasped this, that the winds and thoughts are going together, it creates this beautiful dance. The wind and the mind are going together as one. So in Sanskrit, there's many different terms for the word winds. There's Vayu or Lung or Prana. And among these, they all point to an inner energy. And now you might think, okay, well, what is she talking about? Can we feel this inner energy? Is the inner energy real? This question has sparked many discussions over many cultures and healing practices. In the East, there's a really rich tradition of understanding how these energies work. In the Western culture, our focus has traditionally been to observe energy more so like biochemical or electrical energy, thermal energy. But as meditation and yoga gain popularity, Western scientists are really starting to explore these subtle energy systems, and that's really exciting. The essential idea here is that energy isn't something that we take as faith, it's open to investigation. And this is where our personal scientific exploration becomes a yoga practice in action. We can dive deeper into values, into energy, into inner winds. And when we work with this energy and the specific functions in our body, we're able to go back to that main goal and try and get our winds into our central channel. Now, at YSI, we study a lineage called the Lady Naguma lineage. Has anybody heard of that? Anybody out there practicing any Lady Naguma yoga? Again, let's put a 1 in the chat if you know about Lady Naguma yoga, or a 2 in the chat if this is new to you. Okay, cool. You guys have heard about Lady Naguma yoga. Wonderful. Nice. I love it. Okay. Well, in the Lady Naguma series, there is an asana sequence that is specifically geared towards the values, towards these winds. And when you do the asana series, it's working specifically with different winds in our bodies. So, for instance, there is a pervasive wind, a wind that can be found flowing through all of our body. And this is called Vyana Vayu. Everyone repeat, Vyana Vayu. And this particular wind carries through our body ignorance. We can locate it at the space between the center of our eyebrows, about 2 inches into our skull at the Ajna chakra. And through specific poses, we can aim to purify our winds into wisdom. This particular Vayu, the pervasive wind or the Vyana Vayu, it becomes mirror wisdom. And this means that it helps us to understand where things originate. We can understand where things are coming from. And when we do, we can adapt ourselves to meet the needs of others. So this asana sequence revolves around influencing our inner winds. And the connection is super clear. As we do the poses, we're working on the wind that they target. So we can strive not only to feel these winds in our body, but we can also see how they affect our emotions. And as we said before, lung sem jukpa chikpa, everybody repeat, lung sem jukpa chikpa, our winds and our thoughts go together. So today, I don't have time to go into each specific value of the 5 values in great detail, but I do want to make sure that we plant some good seeds today and that you know that these 5 values work in our bodies for specific bodily functions. They are also associated with negative emotions, and these negative emotions can be purified into wisdoms. If we get to know our inner winds and we make friends with them, we become investigators and scientifically dive deep to understand how they influence our daily life, then we are able to transform them into the wisdoms and work closer to achieving our goal. So let's at least today say the name of the 5 values. The first one is prana vayu. Everybody say prana vayu. We can find this at our heart and running through our arms. It is also called the life wind. And this specific wind is also associated with our breath. Then we have the udana vayu. Everybody say udana vayu. It's located more so at our throat, and it's associated with like an upward clearing. We use this vayu when we speak, and some of the bodily functions might be if we're vomiting or expelling something from our body. Then we have apana vayu. Everybody say apana vayu. This is in our pelvic floor, and it helps with like the downward clearing of things in our body. So we can think of when we're going to the bathroom, when women are having their menstrual cycle. The next one, everybody say please, samana vayu. Samana vayu. I know there's a lot of scholars here, so some of you might know that sam is same or equal. So this is an equal wind that we see in our abdomen, and it helps us with digestion. And then the last one, we'll circle back to Vyana Vayu. Everybody say Vyana Vayu. And this is our pervasive wind, the circulation. It's going to help things in our body move, like our blood. So just to recap it all together, we have these inner winds. There are a lot of names for them. One of the specific names is Vayu. The different values have lots of functions. They do many things within our bodies. Our jobs, and the reason that we want to learn about the values and other types of energy, is because we want to get it into our central channel. When we can get our inner winds in our central channel, we're able to perceive emptiness directly, which is a massive goal and is going to change our lives. So as we work towards that through yoga asana, pranayama, meditation, we understand and we learn that our thoughts and our energy go together. It can be a dance and look beautiful, or in the midst of a negative emotion, you can go, oh my, this is so much. It can be, a huge river sweeping you away. So the more that we're able to investigate and learn about our wins, the better we're able to work with them and make decisions in the moment that reflect our higher goals, the way that we really want to show up in the world. So if you want to dive deeper and learn about inner winds, how to purify them, you can come on over to the Yoga Studies Institute. We have an upcoming course called the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. It is going to be from September 20th to the 29th. And this specific course is going to be taught by Geshe Michael. And he is going to take us into the power of the breath and the mind. He's going to teach us about our internal body, cleansing practices, energy movement, and really advanced yogic topics. And if anyone has ever come to a Yoga Studies Institute event previously, you know that we love to go over the top and invite many other instructors to help and go deeper into the teachings. So we will have Mr. Earl Burney with us to break down and go deeper and explain to us every day about what Geshe Michael is teaching us. We will have a Sanskrit class taught by Michael Johnson. Every day we will have a asana class and a meditation class. So as you can see, if you come for one day and you do an asana class, you do a meditation class, you learn about Sanskrit, you dive deep into advanced yogic concepts, learning about energy, all of that is going to be a complete practice to help us learn about our winds, help us learn to get our winds into our central channel. So I'm not sure if anybody has a question or a comment really quick in my last little moment here. I hope that it wasn't too much information packed into a little amount of time, but I'm super excited to be here and would love to know if anyone has anything they'd like to jump in and say. It looks like it was crystal clear. Daniel looks like he's just like understood everything. He's ready
I'm
to
just amazed.
go.
I'm ready to sign up for the retreat. If that's a little sneak preview into the kind of teachings that YSI gives, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Lydia. Very clear.
Yeah, for sure. You guys have the QR code there, so I'm sure you can catch it with your phone, and we'd love to have everybody join us. Like I said, we at YSI we always go over the top. We always offer tons of extra goodies and screensavers and packages and warm-up courses. I'm not sure if any of you out there have come before, but it's a pretty it's a full meal deal.
Yeah, they're amazing retreats. And if you're in Sedona, you can tune in live. There's going to be I'm not sure where. I think they're changing it. It's normally at the college, but I think they are anticipating having a lot of live people in person. So if you're in the Sedona area, you can come and receive the classes live from Geshe-la and Earl and Michael, or you can tune in online. So. Thank you so much, Lydia, for joining us today. We hope to have you back soon, and good luck on the upcoming retreat.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here with y'all today.
Thanks, Lydia. We'll see you later. All right. So
Definitely. Take care.
Yeah. Thank you, Lydia. Bye. So next we have Juan from Guadalajara. He's on location, not on vacation. And he's about to bring us the top 10 latest events around the worldview. So take it away, Juan. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Daniel. And good to see everyone. Thank you for coming. Okay, so I'll give you the context. Today is September 12th, 2023, and these are general news for the World Wide View organization. Okay, so first of all, a very expected session is about to start happening. The Mixed Notes are going to have a new edition on their translation programs, and this time the name is going to be Xuanzang's Tower Translation Program. This is going to be very new because now Geshe Michael is going to be teaching us the art of translation, but this is going to be happening every week. We're going to have sessions on Tuesdays and we're going to have sessions on Sundays. That is going to be very, very cool, very, very interesting. And yeah, check it out. Check it out. We'll give you more information about this particular project along this show. We're actually going to have a talk with Nick Lashaw, and he's going to give us even more information about that. But definitely it's very, very worth it. And it's good news that Geshe Michael is going to be teaching every week. So yeah, time to study. Okay, and next new is, as we saw with Lydia, the Hatha Yoga Pradipika level 2 is about to come. It's one of my favorite teachings on the year. As Daniel said as well, if you are in Sedona around, it's great. The vibe, if you can go and be in the classroom, is amazing. But if not, you can also tune online, and it's great. This time I'm gonna be tuning in online, but I'm looking forward to check it out. It's very, very recommended. Okay, next thing. You may remember, guys, we had a project with Nur and Seiji about the poetry from Rumi. Is one of the great mystics from Asia, and very interesting. He has a lot of knowledge that can be very compatible with another teacher, Dharma Rakshita. So Seiji and Noor are creating this project, but this time they're going to aim it to talk about how to use these deep philosophy concepts and beautiful poetry for growing up our children, for parenting. So this project is going to start on October. They're going to be showing us some sessions about it. Check it out. It's going to be Dharma Rakshita and Rumi's poetry, focus to parenting. Check it out. We will have it the first weekend on October. We'll give you more information later. Okay, then next thing, we want to tell you, in Latin America, DCI is going big. Lately, I hear from my sources that some meetings happen where big organizers in Asia especially start training in different marketing strategies and their own personal experiences. They start training the new organizers in Latin America. Right now, Geshe Michael with Seiji Arao, Stanley Chen, Xiaoping, they are all in Latin America. We're going to hear from them and a special report they made for us a little later, but they are doing great things over there. You will love it. So stay a little longer for the show and you'll see more about it. But basically the news is that DCI Latin America is growing big, big, big. Okay, next new. Now we want to talk about a very interesting project. It's called Fast for Hunger. This project is an initiative from YSI, and it consists in sharing the food that we have with people that sometimes doesn't have it. A very special thing about this is, like, as you may know, sometimes we get into health problems, not because of lack of food, but in our society, because we actually eat too much. So sometimes actually fasting a little bit, even for a few hours, can be very beneficial for our health. What this project does is, like, it tries to restrain ourselves from the excess of food, and instead using that either money, let's say, or food that we were gonna eat, to give it to somebody else who needs it a lot. It's a very interesting project, and they do it once a month at the day of the black moon or the new moon. That's when they have special meditations, and you intention your practice to restrain yourself from a meal and give it to somebody else. If you're interested in this project, you will know more later, but check the website Fast for Hunger. It's a YSI initiative. And this is another company or project. It's a sister or brother of that project. This is happening in Guadalajara, Mexico. It's called Damor, which they do, they get together, they prepare food, and they give it to people in the streets. It's a great thing to rejoice about. Like they try to remove hunger and bring healthy food to people in need. So people, you can get to know about these projects. Okay, next thing, a new thing is happening with Sky Harvest. You may remember this project in Sky Harvest. One of its main goals is to bring back life and healthy environment in Diamond Mountain Retreat Center in the desert in the middle of Arizona. But now they're going to start another project which consists on teaching people on the community. They're going to start in Bowie, Arizona, how to grow food in the desert, something which could be very beneficial if anytime we happen to face as a society like a climate challenge or like a lack of resources. They're going to be teaching people how to grow their own food in desert environments. This is the new thing they're about to do. It's very cool. You will see the team and the land in the next picture. Yes, that's the team. Kat, you know her if you've been in Diamond Mountain, Pachi Coquet, and a few other friends. And that's a land that Annie Pelma donated time ago when she passed away. And now they are going to use the land to grow food and teach other people how to do it in the desert. Okay, next. We're going to talk about this project that is growing in Germany mainly. They are expanding as well to the United States, and they're going to be expanding to other countries as well. It's called Meditation Studies Initiative. And what they are doing is like trainings who aim to teach business environments how to get along with each other using these ancient techniques of getting to know the mind and also the seed system. They specialize in conflict solving purposes and team working together. So if you're ever curious or you wanna hear more about their method of training for business and corporations, this is a very, very cool project for you. Check it out if you feel interested. Meditation Studies Initiative. Next thing, as you may know, in October, there's going to be a very, very cool retreat. Geshe Michael in a video is going to be talking more about it soon. But this retreat is going to be very special because it's mixing two ingredients on it. One is very special practices for health, and the other one is deep, deep, deep emptiness teachings, Nagarjuna teachings. Geshe Michael has said that the combination of these together powerful elixir will transform our lives. So if you are interested in having better health, either for you or for others, this thing will do great things. Check it out, October 20 to 29. Finally, almost, I want to remind you that the 3 Jules in New York is about to start the meditation teacher training. This program is getting very, very famous worldwide. I don't know really, but this may be their 4th edition. They are doing once every year. Probably they have done it 3 or 4 times consecutively. And I have here great, great, great commentaries about it from people who have taken it. So if you feel interested, there is a QR code, check it out or check their website. But apparently it's amazing. And finally, this was a last new. I hear from our sources in Romania that Romania team, the community there, collected $5,200 that they are going to be donating for the program of pilgrimage in Diamond Mountain, which is aimed to build like 7 historic sites, stupas, which are going to be remarkable buildings. And it's amazing to see how a community got together. They are working for the international community. So thank you, Romania community. $5,200 on their way. Thank you. And that's it for all. That's it for now. Back to you guys. And Niklas Shaw should be around.
Oh, right. Juan, thank you. It's always fabulous. If they only catch your segment of the news show, it's worth the money. Thanks for all your work, and it's good to see your face. Hopefully, we'll see you in person one day. All right, man. So, all right. So we're looking for Nick Lashaw. Let's see, Marina, did he make it on? I just sent him the link, and let's see if he made it in there. What's that chat say? Did he make it? I think we're looking for him. So hopefully he'll hop on, and we'll see what he's doing. Nick Lashaw is in coming in live from Portugal, telling us more about wisdom. He's always doing some amazing brain busting stuff. Really one of the smartest guys I know, and a really good friend of mine. So he was just scrambling to get the link. So if not, we might have to move on ahead. So we might do give him a chance to find it, and then in the meantime, we could have our interview with Rob. Oh, there he is. No, that's Juan.
No, that's me, but he's coming.
He's coming. Oh, okay. So just a sneak preview. Coming up next is we're going to have a live interview with Mr. Rob Haggerty. And Rob Haggerty has been a longtime student of Geshe Michael, and he's a dear friend of mine. We moved to Phoenix together, and we got into lots of good trouble. And after being at Diamond Mountain, we started a little four steps club, and we got together weekly, and we set our goals together, and then we talked about what we're doing, and then we talked about how it was impacting our lives, and it was super helpful. So if I encourage you to find some Dharma buddies. There's Mr. Nick Lashaw. Nick, how you doing, man?
Really just giving you guys a better background here.
Oh, oh, it's good. Hey, that's a nice shirt. That's really
Thank
slick.
you. My sister sent me this actually. I'll send you the website.
Nice. So how you doing out there?
Pretty good. Things are a little crazy right now. We're in between places. But everything's cool, and just lucky to have such a beautiful family, and we're all healthy and happy. So
Couldn't ask for anything more. Well, without further ado, we'll let you get to your content, because I know you got lots of brain busting stuff. Usually, yeah, your talks usually hurt my head, and I love it. So take it away, Nick.
okay, well, I never want to hurt Johnny O's head. That's the last thing I ever want to do. But if it happens, I'm sorry, Johnny, and whoever else. It's good to see you, man. But it's funny that you said that, because today I planned something a little bit different, and I'm sorry, there was some confusion with the link, but here I am now, and I talked to you guys for, I don't know, what, 10 or 15 minutes, a little bit about Arya Nagarjuna. Does that sound right, Juan?
That sounds right. Perfect. 15 minutes. It's great.
All right. Well, I'm very happy to be back here on the Peachtree World News. And today I want to talk a little bit about one of the things that we do in Mixed Nuts. So I think most of you know by now, Mixed Nuts, or Diamond Cutter Classics, is an organization that works very hard to translate the ancient books. So we dig deep, and we turn these books from their source languages into English, from which they're usually translated into other modern languages. And while we're doing that, we're always on the lookout for cool ideas in the books, like that we can create modern content from. I actually started doing stuff like this with Johnny O back in the day. We used to teach ACI together, and we really tried to tailor it for modern life, and helping people with, modern problems and goals, very much as Geshe Michael Roach does. And so one of the things that we do is we look for specific ideas that we can use, and we call the process diamond mining. So where it's like we're digging deep into these old books, finding some nuggets of wisdom that could easily be translated into useful tools for our life, and then try to create some kind of tool out of it. I've done this many times. And so and one of my jobs is actually to help direct content creation for DCI, Diamond Cutter Institute Global. So it's something very dear to me. I'm very passionate about this kind of work. And I'll share with you today a little tiny snippet from the current Nagarjuna book that I'm working on, and just one quick idea that I excerpted or extrapolated, that I pulled out of the book to share with you. And it's nothing final. It's just like something that I'm working on that you might like. And one of the reasons I've decided to do this today is because I want to inspire you all to consider this process for yourselves. You don't need to be a translator to do diamond mining. You can read the material in English and then just try to create. If you see something that strikes you like, wow, this is a cool idea, this is something that I would like to develop into like a tool that people could apply to their modern life, I want you to feel empowered to try to do it. And so I'll mention this again. I'm going to teach a workshop on creating life tools, or creating real apps, like applications of the old material that we find in the old books. And I'll probably start that in December. And it'll be a regular ongoing thing where we can work together to develop life tools. And I would have started it sooner, but I've personally had some big changes in my life. My family and I just moved to Portugal, which is awesome. And I'm very excited to be here. But we're still kind of in the middle of sorting out our situation here. And Mixed Nuts, our organization, is changing forms, and it's starting weekly classes. So I'm also really helping to manage that change to happen. So just busy. Life is busy. Okay. Anyway, let's quickly have a look at this life tool that I'm working on, and I'm really excited to share with you. And then, is it possible for me to share my screen? If not, it's okay. I can do it anyway. But if I can, let me know, and it will be more fun for everybody. But if you guys don't like fun, then don't let me share my screen. Deal? All right. They like fun.
Sí,
¿Te gusta de fun, Hasso?
claro que sí.
Órale, amigo. That means, do you like fun, my friend? For those of you translating. Okay, so this is a weird life tool, okay? But it's something personal for me, so I just thought it would be fun to share. A life tool means you take an idea from the book, you associate with the idea. It can be direct. Usually it's pretty direct, but sometimes you get an idea of something that people can apply to life just by association. This one is more like that. I'll tell you what I was reading about from Master Nagarjuna, and I'll tell you what came to mind for me, and then I'll tell you what I wrote about. Okay, and this isn't like a complete finished thing. It's just something I'm working on. So you're getting a look at something unfinished by Nick. And so don't take screenshots and publish it or something. It's just not that you'd want to, but so right now I'm working on this book called String of Jewels by Master Nagarjuna. And it's a really, really cool book. And he's outlining the steps on the path, basically, to get better rebirths. This is what he's talking about. And then how to achieve nirvana, how to escape from the cycle of pain. And he's giving this advice to a king. And so it's a really cool old book. And we talked about this a little bit the last time I was on Peachtree World News with Geshe Michael, and it was really fun. So here's a verse from Master Nagarjuna, and I'll just tell you where my mind went with it. The causes of definite good. My translators can read it too, okay? The causes of definite good appear subtle and profound. The teachings of the victors will scare infants of little learning. Infants will think to themselves, there is no me which exists, and there never will be. There is no mine which exists, and there never will be, and will thus be afraid. The wise, however, eliminate fear. Okay, so first of all, definite good means nirvana. Okay, that's what he's talking about here. And the causes that he's talking about, which are subtle and profound, is understanding emptiness. But he's saying that the teachings of the victors, meaning the subtle and profound teachings on emptiness, they will scare infants, meaning people who don't understand emptiness, who aren't able to understand emptiness. People whose kind of mind is closed to emptiness. They're going to be scared by the deep teachings on emptiness. And then he explains what will scare them. And then he says the wise will eliminate fear. People who understand emptiness will eliminate fear. And I wrote another life tool that I will share with you guys some other time about the steps to teach Dharma and the steps to teach emptiness as outlined by Master Nagarjuna. I wrote a different life tool about that so that people don't get scared. This time, when he said the wise will eliminate fear, that inspired me to think about my own life and how learning about emptiness and compassion helped me to eliminate fear. Because fear is a terrible thing that really holds us back in life, in my experience, really holds us back. Maybe one of the worst things holding individual people back from reaching their potential, and holds entire countries of people back, fear, when it gets us. And so I thought about in my own life, and this is just a small example, but hopefully it inspires people to think a similar way about things in their life toward which they have fear. So don't laugh at me, okay? I'll just tell you. Like, so I used to be, when I was younger, I used to be like afraid of like spirits and ghosts like that would come, especially at night. I would be afraid of like ghosts. Like if, and even as an adult, sometimes I would have this like fear that like some ghost is going to come and like possess me or something, kill me. I don't know. At night, like when I wake up in the middle of the night. And when I started learning about emptiness and compassion, I learned how everything is coming from me, how the most powerful, so in the moment, you only ever have the choice of what kind of seeds you're planting. Oh, I'm going to cancel this screen share. In the moment, you only ever have the choice for what seeds you're planting. So if like a ghost would kill me, maybe he's going to kill me, maybe he's not. What can I do? All I can control is what kind of seeds I plant. So why not think with the highest kind of thought possible? And if I really believe that there's some kind of ghost there, cultivate some kind of compassion. You know, maybe the ghost is suffering, maybe the ghost is in pain, and maybe these spirits are suffering, right? So if they're going to kill me, if they're going to hurt me, maybe in the moment there's nothing I can do. But if I die with a feeling of strong love in my heart, or just compassion, like wanting, wishing to take away the pain of that spirit, then maybe that's a really powerful practice to have. Maybe that's the best thing that I can do in that moment. And somehow for me, having that thought in my head really set me free. So that's why I thought of this story when I read that verse from Arya Nagarjuna. The wise become free when they hear about the teachings of on the subtle and profound, because I felt free. I realized the only thing I have control over, if anything, is what kind of like love, how much love and compassion am I holding inside in my interactions with others. And if I can shift from fear to doing the best thing that I can in that moment and having compassion and care for this other being, then there's actually nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear, because I'm doing the highest possible thing that I could do in that moment. And that's why understanding emptiness, seeds, and understanding bodhicitta, like compassion and love, work together so well. And that combination is so powerful because it can overcome fear. If you understand that things are going to come from the seeds you plant, and then you can use that understanding to shift to the highest seeds you could plant in any moment, which is seeds of caring, seeds of love, then you're going to overcome. It's a great and powerful tool to overcome fear. So that's the life tool that I wrote, has some practical steps involved, but the essence of it that I can tell you in a few minutes is that it's what I just said. You know, use this understanding to switch to compassion for whoever you happen to be afraid of, or whatever situation you happen to be afraid of. Turn it into some kind of love, and just try it and see if that helps you overcome fear. Maybe it can help. So try it. That's one thing that I got from Nagarjuna that I was able, fortunately, to put into practice right away. I'm no longer scared of ghosts as a 44-year-old man. 43? 44 soon.
Nick, that's really helpful. I do have some fears myself about the commitment and walls in my heart, and I think that's really helpful advice. It's resonating in me about the what you can gain from changing from a fear mindset into a compassion mindset. So I hope the ghosts in Portugal are really friendly, and I hope your Portuguese is good enough that you can understand them and teach them about Nagarjuna.
I will try. You know, and I think it's really great. Obviously, I think that most people, we don't really worry about ghosts too much, but
and we all got fears, though.
It's nice to think about, how we can apply that to fears that come up in general. But yeah, thank you. And thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, good to see you too.
Hey, you know Rob, Nick, Rob.
Hey, Nick. How's it going?
You're looking sharp, dude.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Well, I thank you, Nick. I always look forward to your talks, and I hope to see you out in the world soon. And take care of you and your family.
There's Jeru. Let him
Hey,
say
Jeru!
Oh,
Oh,
hey,
Javu.
buddy.
Hey, Javu. All
busting
right,
in on this. Good to see you, brother.
we'll see you next time.
All right, take care.
Mr. Haggerty,
Johnny O.
how you doing?
Great.
How about that Nick Lashaw?
Amazing. Nick's amazing.
He's our good friend doing good in the world. So
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, this is Mr. Rob Haggerty, and I just think he's a super charming guy, and he's also very good looking. So we thought we should get him on the show. So Juan actually had the idea. He was really interested about like how you got your current position as you know, we all hold Geshe Michael very dearly in our hearts, and it's a true pleasure to be near him and to serve him. So now why don't you tell us what's your current job?
I think on my LinkedIn, I call myself a resolutions expert.
Resolutions.
Yeah, I guess Michael's one of his assistants, part of a team, basically. I think 4 assistants. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're kind of interested about your journey. Like, how did you get to there? I guess we could back it up. I know you and I we lived in Phoenix for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
After everyone went into a 3-year retreat, Rob and I were living in Phoenix, trying to dig in and like serve. And then at a certain point, Rob, you went to Seattle. So what was your reasoning? Why did you feel you had to go and just like go far away from our the Dharma community that you'd spent so much time with?
Yeah, thanks. Great question. I think at the time we just wrapped up building a Diamond Mountain, and the 3-year retreat had started, I think, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I originally was going to do the 3-year retreat and decided not to do that. So I had not planned January 1st of 2011 on. So I wasn't quite sure what to do. And then attended one of the Prescott retreats, basically. And then after that, I got invited to come up to Camp Verde to live with two attendants at the time, Mercedes and Ningbo. And so we were living here for about a year, working at actually the local Starbucks. So, and then about maybe a year into my job, I kind of had this intuition that I should go to Paris. And it was like one of those internal voices, I think, in a way that said, out of the blue, go to Paris. And so it made a lot of sense. I went to my boss and gave them my 2-month notice and thought I would head up to Seattle and help my mom for the summer. And that would give me, she was sort of like my karmic partner.
Yeah.
So I'd go up to Seattle, help her for the summer, and then take off for Europe. So that was sort of what initially got me up there. And 3 months ended up turning into 9 years. So yeah, and then I just returned just recently.
What kept you in Seattle after the initial Paris inspiration?
Yeah, I after I'd gone to Paris, I ended up in New York and wasn't sure what the next step was. So I thought I'd go back to Seattle, and mostly I went and was, as my mom was retiring, I built her a garden. I would go and paint her house for the summer. So I tried to do that maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
So now I thought, as she's getting older, maybe I should spend some time with her.
Yeah.
So first it was Christmas, and then it was, spring. And then the joke was every 3 months I would re-up. And then I finally just, I think, surrendered to just sort of helping my mom and serving my mom as she got older into her years.
Oh,
yeah.
That's wonderful. So then at a certain point, you decided to move back here. What was the impetus to come back around this area?
Yeah. So I was in Seattle running a probably the best cycling performance apparel company in the world, and I was running their Seattle location, and I was using, actually, which is why I brought it along, the Diamond Cutter. This is the 30th anniversary edition. This sort of became my go-to at work in the professional world. And so I had some goals that I sort of wanted to reach. One was general manager, second was regional manager, and moving up. And so I just started using these 4 steps, and my career just started taking off. And I was getting noticed internationally on my team. And so a company had reached out to me and actually recruited me, who kind of spotted my talent. And which is interesting because I thought maybe my job would just sort of turn a little bit and change. But I ended up getting recruited by another company that had all the resources that I was looking for, that I thought I needed a team to succeed in. So I decided the job was going to start for 2 months. So I decided to go back to Paris. So I went there for about 2 weeks and came back and felt great. I was in a really great space. And I got a phone call, and it was Geshe Michael's, one of Geshe Michael's assistants. And I thought, when I saw the call, whatever she says, I'm going to say yes to. So I pick up the phone, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I just said, "I just got back from Paris. I don't have a job. I put off this other job starting for a few months." And she said, "Why don't you just come and work for Geshe Michael here in Arizona?" And I just said, "Sure, no problem."
And that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So what do you think, what did you learn in all that time away and coming back? Like, you're a different person. What was any big changes in your outlook on the world?
Yeah. I think I've been saying this recently, but I've found that failure has been a great teacher.
Yeah.
It's very humbling, and I think you learn a bit about empathy,
yeah,
and serving others. And then also I found it to be quite valuable in leadership, because there's so many benefits to failing that you learn from, rather than just, not that anything's wrong with just succeeding, but I felt like, it sort of, I think it sharpens us up a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a main thing. And then finding somebody to serve that's exactly why I was in Seattle. I knew it. That's why I was there. And so I contribute almost a lot of my success, or all of my success, to serving my mom, my nephew, and then and serving the people I work with as well.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking about your mom, I know this is a bit of a tender subject, but I wanted to ask you, Rob's mom recently passed, and I think we all would benefit, like, how has your rooting in the Dharma helped you with the process of grief?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you. I think, I'm still in that process of sort of grief. So it's only been a couple weeks out. And it's not necessarily I've lost both parents, and it's interesting. I think a mom has a little bit more of a gut punch for us. Not that there was anything less about my dad passing, but sort of like, I think one of the big things I noticed was the support of the community here. So much outreach and love and pouring out of people. Being in a place where I'm actually live, I think it took me 2 minutes and 19 seconds to get to Geshe Michael's house the other day. So being close to my teacher and everyone here has just been amazing. And that really, I think that sense of community and that friendship that you and I have, and that we all have, has contributed hugely. Knowing that I have that made it a lot easier. And then I don't know if there's anything that completely can prepare you, but having some sort of practice, I think, in community and serving others has been sort of helped me tremendously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for opening your heart. And wow. So now that you're here in the quite enviable position of being really close to Geshe Michael, what would you say? What were the seeds that you planted, you think, that would allow you to be so close to someone that we all view so highly?
Yeah. I think during the pandemic, which was sad, but it ended up, for me, it was great, because the platform went to an online platform. And so I didn't have to pay ridiculous amounts of money to get all over the world anymore. It was just right there in my living room. And so it was great to be able to sort of reconnect with the classes again and and I just got involved, like I always do, immediately, and being in the breakout groups. So that was sort of totally amazing. Wait, what was the question again?
The question is, what do you think with the seeds that you planted in order to become close to Geshe again?
Yeah, so probably the main one is my mom and my nephew. So I ended up moving to Seattle, and I ended up renting a room from my sister. And as soon as I walked in, this little 3-year-old boy, Cooper, comes and gives me a big hug. And my first reaction was, uh-oh, because I knew that he would break open my heart in ways that were completely unexpected.
Yeah.
So that kid just changed me as a human being, I think. And then also serving my mom at the same time and the teachings planted the seed, I think, for me to sort of have this role more than anything. Yeah. I would say those two. Yeah.
So now we're here, and what's the future look like? What are the big dreams now? What's the next goal? Or just be in service? Or
Yeah, no, I love goals. I'm obsessed with them. And so it's funny because at my corporate job, I had a couple pieces of, I keep Post-its on my wall. So it's sort of how I do my rejoicing practice, because I'm terrible at night. But I put little Post-its around my room that sort of give me inspirations of where I want to go and things I'm rejoicing about. And so I had two on there. One was CEO, and one was a dollar amount I wanted to reach. And so when I accepted the job, I took them down, because there was a moment where I thought, oh, I'm going to do this role. I'm going to take a pay cut. I don't know. I'm just going to put it all in, and maybe these goals won't work out anymore. But then I thought about the teachings in the Diamond Cutter and the 4 steps, and I thought, oh no, I should totally. So I put them back up. And of course, that's sort of like leadership, I think, is like something I've always loved. And I love organizations and groups and how we can all kind of get together to lead. And then sort of like I've kept up my generosity project. So generally what I do is I take every time money comes in, I take a certain percentage and I put it into a generosity account. And I use that to kind of give throughout the month and stuff. So that sort of like, I had the two facets of like wanting to grow and help people in their leadership roles, and then having my generosity account. So I think just serving the community, anything I can do to help, has been sort of like really what I want to do. And then keeping my loftier goals in mind and realizing I can still get those as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm super glad you're back around, because you're a good friend. I'm glad you're here. So hopefully Rob will be traveling with Geshe Michael a lot. So we're going to be tapping him as a resource, and he'll be our in the field correspondent. So we'll be seeing more of Rob in the future. I want to thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. So next up, we have a video. Speaking of Geshe Michael, he's going to be giving us an update from the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. He and Seiji Arao reporting live from, not live, but on video from Sky Harbor. So take it away, Jack.
Okay, it's rolling. Hi, this is Geshe Michael Roach with Seiji Arao in the Phoenix airport, about to get on an airplane. And we want to tell you some news for the Peachtree World News. And we're going to start with Seiji Arao describing why we're in the airport. All right, thank you very much. So we're about to start a trip to Lima, Peru. We have an incredible partner there called Francisco Pujol. He's been helping us connect with BNI and a lot of reasons. So the first one, we connected to a bank called BCP, which is the largest bank in Peru. And we're giving a talk there on Monday, the 11th. Then the next day we have another cool thing that Francisco helped us get is to attract a very, very professional team of cinematographers that had very, very big success in Peru. So on Tuesday we're doing that. On Wednesday we have a business meeting with the people from BNI and ESAN. That's another project that Francisco helped us connect. ESAN is one of the biggest universities in terms of business in Latin America. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to compare it to Harvard Business School. It's well known even in Mexico. Then in the evening, you have a public talk for 1,000 people. Yay. In ESAN. In ESAN Business School. Yeah. Wow. Then 14, we continue doing Cine 70 documentary recording. And you have an interview with Iberostar, which is a chain of hotels where we're staying. Okay, cool. And we have another talk on Sunday with a company called Brahma Kumaris. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Then I get to go home and sleep. I want to tell you guys, Peachtree World News, some other events that are happening. I got a list here. So DCI is making a big push into Latin America, and I'm happy to say that also the Diamond Cutter Classics team and the people teaching those classics, which is our great Guadalajara team, they are planning, they're already going on a tour of Mexico City, Costa Rica, Buenos Aires, and Bogota. And we look forward to that tour coming up. I hope you guys can catch some of the videos and some of the live teachings. As far as the Diamond Cutter Classics, we're coming out with Nick Lashaw's book. Is just in the final few pages of editing. This is a very important book by Nagarjuna, and the commentary by Jalsab J, and it's an awesome book. And we're going to be using that for the next few years for programs around the world. And I'm happy to say that the Great Book set, which is the classics set from the Diamond Cutter Classics, the first 10 books are finished. And we're starting to put out a box set called the Great Books. And that set is going to be in a beautiful handmade box with gold paper covers, and we're working on that. The first copy of that is coming out for our sponsor in about 2 weeks. And it's exciting because it's about 5,000 pages in 10 books. Some of the books are too big for one volume, and so it'll be, I don't know, 12 or 15 books in one box that people can get, especially people who sponsor the group. We had great events in France and going on right now in Turkey with John Brady, Connie O'Brien, Ali Vanderpass, and they are teaching Diamond Way, especially to a lot of a mixed group from Russia and Ukraine working together. And it's very beautiful that they are working together and that they're having this advanced course together. These people have finished their 18 ACI courses, and they're moving on to the advanced courses. And it's very exciting for me. We got the Diamond Silk Entrepreneur University, DSEU, is about to celebrate on September 26th the first anniversary since their opening, since their founding, and we're going to be doing special events for that. That university is also, as you probably know, they have bought some of the property around the building in Sedona, and they are going to be just announced they're going to be constructing a classroom there for the university classes. And other groups will be able to use that classroom. So there's going to be bigger classroom facilities in Sedona being constructed for all of us to use. YSI is about to do their second program on the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which is mainly this time about how to affect your inner winds, your prana, and how to do that, how to work with your inner winds. So it's going to be very exciting from the ancient Sanskrit of the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. That's September 20th to 29th. We'll be having our Diamond Mountain Retreat Center. The next program will be October 21 to 29. We're going to be doing a new translation of Medicine Buddha, the special sadhana, or the way to reach the Medicine Buddha in person. We're just finishing that translation. It comes from about 500 years ago. It's very rare. It was located by John Brady's group. And we're going to finish that translation and be teaching the sadhana, or how to reach Medicine Buddha, at Diamond Mountain. And together with that, we'll be doing the 5th program of Nagarjuna's Wisdom, which is his most famous book about emptiness. Extremely deep, and that's a very great cocktail together. Those two kind of amazing, amazing liquids together, which is medicine, Buddha, and wisdom together. Shensong's Tower, which is the new Mixed Nuts weekly program, every Saturday morning. What time is it? You guys 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock from Sedona Saturday morning for the European and American audiences. We'll be doing ancient books together, and it's free. The first 3 months are going to be free, and then Beijing time or Asia time, it'll be Tuesday morning. We'll be broadcasting in the evening from Sedona to share with the Asian audience. And that class was started, I think, 4 o'clock. Anyway, you can catch it, and there'll be 2 classes for the Asia audience. Okay, that'll be Tuesday morning,
7 a.m.
Beijing time. Yes, 7 a.m. Going on to about 9:30 a.m. Beijing time, and that's going to be really exciting. The Rumi project that Seiji and Noor are working on, Rumi Peacock project, they're going to be doing a lot of, they're filming classes for parents specifically to learn how to parent using this ancient wisdom, both from Rumi and from Dharmaraja. Yeah. And finally, SEIM Advanced Level 3. If you'd like to become a teacher or to train to become a teacher for DCI Global, SEIM will be holding its Advanced Level 3 teacher training on November 1st to the 15th. And then that's going to be in time for those teachers to help teach the Advanced Level 3 in December.
Later, a couple of weeks.
And the release of it later. Anything else you can think of, Stevie?
Well, I want to ask you if you can tell us a little bit about the documentary. I know I mentioned it a little bit, but I know you want to talk about it.
Yeah, Grandpa's getting older, and so DCI is doing a few things to kind of try to make my legacy, to have some kind of record about Grandpa's legacy. One thing in the future will be some courses about the Diamond Cutter Business Book, which the 20th anniversary edition just came out, and you guys can get that book. And then we're going to have a documentary filmed by a company in Peru who's very famous for making films for Netflix. And they've had big success in Peru. They are the most popular movies in the whole country, even more popular than Marvel movies. And those filmmakers have agreed to help make a documentary about Grandpa. We've been to filming in Taiwan, filming in Japan, and we're going to be filming in Peru, other countries there. These are the Starbucks people outside. People got to get their coffee. So we'll be filming this great documentary company. We'll be making a 90-minute film about Grandpa's life. And the story will be, we'll pick 4 or 5 people from around the world who maybe don't know about the diamond cutter system. And they will be guinea pigs, or we will do experiments on new people, 4 or 5 new people in the documentary who have some goal in their personal life, or they have some goal in their business life, but they don't know if the system works. And we're purposely finding 4 or 5 people who are skeptical about this system, and then we'll be guiding them to get success in their personal life or in their business life. And the film company will be following us around for a year or something. And that will become a documentary about Grandpa, but also a documentary about the diamond cutter system and how it works or it doesn't work. We'll see. For 4 or 5 new people. Anything else they need?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Congratulations, P3 World News. Signing off from the Phoenix Airport on our way to Lima. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Geshe-lan. Thank you, Seiji. How exciting. I can't wait to see that. I'd watch that over a Marvel movie.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty cool movie. I'm looking forward to it. So we want to thank everyone who came today, Nick and Lydia, Rob, Haggerty for sharing everything. And did I thank everybody else? Yeah, that's of course Juan all the time. Juan, where are you?
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Jack. Everyone behind the scenes, Marina. There's Juan.
Yeah, it's a full team effort, and we're really happy to be working with each other to do what we do, and just looking at all the content and just like, wow, it really is nice that we're grouping in one place. You can really find out what's going on across all the organizations, and I'm really proud. I'm proud of what we're doing here, D.
Can we hear Juan right now?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, tell him what's going to come up on the next show.
Sorry, what?
Tell him what's coming up on the next show.
Okay. On the next show, we are planning to have Seiji and Noor talking about this project, about the parenting project. Actually, it was very interesting because I just got the video from Geshe and Seiji yesterday. So while I was working on it to create the subtitles and everything, I was getting to learn this new information that got me excited. How Dharma Rakshita and how Rumi can teach us about parenting. That's going to be very interesting. And I don't have kids, but I know many people who does, and I bet it's going to be interesting. Anyways, I'm interested about the psychology behind how to raise human beings, right? How to grow up children, but that's going to be very cool. We're going to try to have, Geshe was talking about the DSEU anniversary. So we're going to try to have our dear friends and also very important sponsors from this show, Allison and Xiaoping. Hopefully they're going to be telling us what's happening with the university these days. We're going to try to have more teachings similar to what Nick shared with us from the Xuanzang's Tower Wisdom, to keep learning more, to keep getting to know useful, practical ideas from these ancient, amazing wisdom books. And then we're going to also have, if we're going to try, we haven't asked yet, but we're going to try to have Tim talking about the upcoming events in Diamond Mountain, or maybe somebody else, we'll see. And hopefully, we don't know yet, but Geshe Michael may be there with us next show after the Hatha Yoga Pradipika 2, and after the tour, he will be reporting what's happening. So yeah, great to see you.
Awesome. So we do have an exciting show for you guys. That's October 3rd. It's a Tuesday. So stay tuned. We'll be sending out the Zoom link and more advertisements on Instagram. But for now, we want to thank you guys. We would like to bring everyone from our live studio audience on stage. If anybody wants to come, we have an entire crowd of 2 people coming to join us. Yeah, come on, Lindsay, come on, Rob, come on, Tatiana. So we just want to thank everyone who shows up to the show as well. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks.